Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's energy update for August 4th through to August 11th. Welcome, my name is Rebecca Meisel, and if this is your first time tuning into these updates, thank you for joining me and thank you for being here. These updates are when I tune into my guides and channel any important messages and energies and themes that might be coming through for us in the collective. So once more, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what does not. So today, let's dive into this energy update. We've got some really beautiful themes as a continuation from last week, really diving into the heart, really eliminating wounds of low self-worth and confidence and doubt, deep diving into this portal of love energy that's really coming forward to open up this energy of abundance in our lives and increase this beautiful foundation in our relationships. So let's go into this first theme. We have matters of the heart, addressing themes of loneliness and decay, aging process, and finding joy in where you are, releasing guilt around not making it, not embodying the person you think you should be, no longer allowing timelines to dictate your success or define you as a failure. You are so much more than that. Don't measure worth by the time it takes or the stories you are told. So we're going to pause here. We've got quite a few themes that are really coming up with this first one. And when it goes into the matters of the heart, what I was really seeing was this almost dumping and purging of these wounds. So we're getting this kind of continuation from last week, but really in a different way. So last week we were going through a lot of the grief process and releasing wounds of loss and fear of loss and losing out on something good. And this week we're kind of getting this new theme coming in with the heart where it's like, okay, where are we feeling lonely in our journey? Where are we fearful of our mortality? And where are we afraid that we're running out of time to make our mark, to be who we want to be? And they were really bringing in this awareness of aging this week. So don't be surprised if this comes up for you. Where are you worried that you're running out of time? Where are you dictating your worth by means of how successful you are in the age that you are? So a lot of us have these stories where it's like, well, if I'm over 30, then okay, now it's time to go into the anti-wrinkle cream. Now it's time to start thinking about aging. Now it's time to start preventing aging. We also have all this pressure of like, are we going to have a family? Are we going to settle down? Are we in the right relationship yet? Are we married? Are we engaged? Are we in this time frame of our career? Have we done enough work? Are we successful enough? You know, we tend to get all these pressures no matter what age you are, and wherever you are in that process in your life, we all have these pressures. And this week, those pressures might come up because as we're doing this heart purging, we're starting to recognize where we've taken a lot of these timelines and restrictive viewpoints to heart. So this is what's really coming up. Do you feel like no one understands where you are? Okay, so this is that theme of loneliness as well coming through. So as an example, say you're an entrepreneur and you have been working super hard to become successful, to be well known, to get yourself out there, and maybe things are just not taking off. Maybe things are taking longer than you anticipated. It's really easy to get hard on yourself, to compare yourself, to feel alone. Because let's face it, when we go online, what do we see? We are filled with all this information of you need to be successful and I'm so successful, I have all this money, I have a picture perfect life, a picture perfect relationship, right? So take how this resonates for you, but we're getting bombarded by information around wealth, abundance, what that needs to look like. And we're getting very specific stories when it comes to that. So what I'm seeing this week is it might make us feel very lonely in the journey. It might make us feel like this need to compare ourselves and go, well, look, this person is, at this age and they've already achieved so much. And look at me, I'm failing. I'm taking too long. I'm not going to make it. I'm just, can't do it the way they can. And we can really see how that can really make us feel isolated, not understood, and comparing ourselves robs the joy of the experience. It robs us of self-worth completely, because once again, we have dictated our journey according to someone else's. So what I'm really hearing is, however this comes up for you this week, we're no longer going to allow these timelines and these successes for define our journey or define us as a failure. Okay, so I love how this was put, releasing guilt around not making it, not embodying the person you think you should be, and no longer allowing timelines to dictate success or define you as a failure. You are so much more than that. Do not measure your worth by the time it takes or the stories you are told. So once again, we're getting this very empowering energy that's coming forth from this. And so yes, we might feel low, we might feel sad, we might feel shame or guilt that we're not where we should be. But this is the universe going, hey, take control. Step into your power and reclaim beliefs that are deserving of you. Reclaim your own story for life. You don't have to live your life in accordance to what you see outside of you. This is your journey. So we're really getting this empowering moment this week where we're going to be stepping into this power role. And we're going to start realizing that there's nothing holding us back. We just have to surrender to the journey. We just have to acknowledge the wounds so we can release them. So what I'm really seeing is this is adding to our strength. This is adding to our leadership ability. And when we think about Leo season and where we are in that, we are being called to step up and lead. We are being called to showcase who we are and showcase our gifts. So these wounds that are purging are really helping us do that. So keep that in the forefront of your mind this week. We have to see the big picture of what things are, why things are happening, and help us to move forward, right, with this sense of confidence. So let's move from there. Let's keep reading here. This theme of aging, okay? Let's talk about it. Once more, a lot of us might be comparing ourselves. A lot of us might be worried. Hey, I'm running out of time. But let's read what channeled here. It says, age gracefully. Move through life with ease and peace with who and what you are. Okay? There is no hurry, no rush. There are no timelines except the ones you put on yourself. Let your soul dictate the journey. Not your looks, not these timelines that you've been taught. And then they were showing me this like puppeteer. So someone trying to like pull the strings and manipulate and control. Okay. So this is what channeled. It's time to let go and be free. When something is meant for you, it will come at the exact right time. Do not fear aging. You cannot prevent the process, but you have more control than you know. Did you know that your soul can perform miracles? That your body can heal itself? That you can see through the eyes of love? Change your perspective now. And believe. What you believe will be your reality. Become aware of your views of self It's time to let yourself shine. And then they were showing me someone literally like coming out of their body and looking at it with this complete soul perspective. So it's like the soul left the body and was looking now at the body and seeing it clearly without this skewed view, without these perspectives, without these ingrained beliefs and programming. So we're going to be able to have this experience this week by becoming aware of our own selves, our true selves. Okay? So what channeled here was, do you really see you? The full expanse, the full picture. Okay? Do you really see yourself in your entirety? So let's review a little bit of this here. So we are going to get this really big picture of how we've been seeing ourselves through this lens of imperfection, this lens of cruelty, this programming, this lens of comparison. Okay, so we're going to get this very big awakening to our true perspectives of ourselves, our true beliefs around the aging process, the body, its ability. You know, what do we really believe about that? Okay, are you constantly worrying about aging? Are you constantly worrying about your health, your body? Are you constantly worrying about your mortality? Okay, a lot of us do that to the obsessive degree, but this is not empowering. And this is what's really coming up this week is, what is disempowering you? What is taking away your ability to believe in yourself, your ability to love yourself unconditionally and see yourself in your full entirety as the beautiful soul that you are. You are so much more than a body, and you have so much more power and capability that you give yourself credit for. So I'm really seeing these stories that we're constantly taking in and consuming. You know, you gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing that, you gotta look like this, you gotta be here at this time, at this age, It's making us rush. And what is the motivation of these beliefs? It's fear. If you don't do this, then you are unlovable. You can't be beautiful. You can't be successful unless you meet these standards. And let's be honest, most of these standards are complete BS. Lies. These are stories that we are fed through social media, through society, through perhaps our upbringings. These are things that when we really boil down to are meaningless. When you think of your best friend, do you compare your best friend to these standards that you compare yourself to or hold yourself to? Would you go to your best friend and tell them the things that you tell yourself? More than likely not. More than likely not. You're not going to go to your best friend and say, you know what, you're not skinny enough and I can't love you because, you know, you've got a muffin top. When have you ever let somebody's body inhibit your ability to love them? Okay, think about this. And if that has been so, then we have some serious work to do. We've got to start looking beyond the physical to the soul beneath, because the physical is nothing. The soul is everything. And what I keep hearing is, yes, the physical is important to a degree. We need to care for ourselves. We need to love ourselves. We need to feel good in our bodies. I'm not negating that. But what are our true priorities? when we go to the gym, when we eat well, what are those motivations? Are they because we want to look good? Or is it because we want to feel good? Is it because we want to grow in self-love and honor our sacred temple? What is your motivation? Is it from self-love? Is it from love at all? Or are you taking actions because somebody told you you should? Because if you don't, you can't be loved. This is the foundation that we need to really review this week. What is birthing your actions? What are those core wounds inside your heart that want to be freed, that want to be heard, and want to be healed for good? Did you know that it is possible to love yourself and your body right where you are in this moment? And has that ever happened to you before? Have you ever loved yourself completely right here, right now? Because most of us don't. Most of us have things that we want to change. Most of us want to shift in some capacity because we're not there yet. We're not good enough yet. So see how this theme is carrying from last week with these blockages of abundance that we are being called to release. So if we want to love ourselves, we have to surrender these blocks that inhibit our perspectives, that don't allow us to receive the goodness and beauty and love right where we are. So what is that impossible standard? Okay, so really go into that this week. Are you aging gracefully? Are you accepting every bump and lump and roll and wrinkle? Or are you criticizing it? Are you pouring love energy into those parts of yourself? Or are you neglecting pouring love into those areas? What is the energy you feed those areas that you don't like? Is it judgment? Is it cruelty? Is it hate and disdain? Is your body mirroring that to you? Think about these things. You are so powerful. Your energies are so powerful. So I've had this experience and I'm feeling called to share it with my hair. I have battled with my hair a long time. I used to get bullied because of my hair, and I had a lot of people say comments that stuck with me for years. And because of that, when I started doing energy work, I often would hear the remark, "Your hair is so sad." And I'd never thought of that in that way, where it's like, how is my hair sad? How is that possible? But everything holds an energy. And I didn't realize for all those years of my life, I had been judging my hair. I had been criticizing my hair. I had been taking all those mean comments that I received about my hair to heart. And I had been putting that energy and reinforcing it into my hair. So the energy of my hair itself was sad, because it was never good enough. And so when I did Reiki, or when I went for Reiki sessions, a lot of times practitioners would have to work on cleansing the energy of my hair. So think about that. Is there anywhere that you are feeding negative thought, negative energy into your body, into your being? And do you really think it deserves it? Because that's a part of you. That's you. Don't you think even those parts of yourself that aren't there yet deserve love? And where do you need to free yourself of such terrible stories that say you're not good enough yet? Is that how you want to live your life? Holding yourselves to such dictations? And is that what's most loving for you? Now give yourself this moment to visualize what your life would really be like without any of those belief systems infringed upon you. Imagine how you would live your life if you didn't worry ever again about what you looked like. If you never had another thought about needing to have a beach-ready body. If you never had to worry about your greatest insecurity ever again. Can you imagine that reality for yourself? That is what is accessible to you. It is only your belief that is said that that cannot happen for you. This is how powerful programming is. This is how powerful our thoughts, our beliefs are. They can dictate the flow of love completely to you or away from you. So this is what we need to address. Okay, what is hindering the flow of love? What is making you feel isolated in your life, not good enough in your life, lonely in your experience? What is making you think you can't age and that's wrong to do so? What is blocking the flow of abundance right now? Okay? Now, I love this because we're getting so much reassurance here that if we've been kind of trying to live by these timelines, there is no hurry or rush. There are no timelines except the ones you put upon yourself. Let your soul dictate the journey. Okay, so this is when I was seeing that puppeteer. So someone trying to control everything. Oh, this is the move we have to make. Now they're going to do this and now they're going to do that. This is the story I want my life to play. This is the part that I want to play. That's not very flowy, is it? We're not letting our story unfurl and unfold the way it should. We are trying to force actions. We are trying to dictate the flow. We are trying to control everything. You're not meant to do that. You're just here to live your life. End of story. You are here to live your life, to live your experience. You're not here to dictate the flow, how your life happens. We can, to an extent, by our perspectives, by our reactions, by how we choose to make decisions. That we have full control of, but we can't control life itself. This is a human experience. Your soul knows the way forward. Can you trust your soul enough to just let go and live your experience? Can you trust your soul enough that it will make sure that you go where you need to go in the perfect time? And can you gather the evidence of that? When you've trusted the flow, when you've trusted life, how have things worked out for you? Can you gather the evidence of your experience and go, oh yeah, actually everything worked out just the way it should? And guess what? Even when hard times came, when you trusted that you were going to be fine, weren't you always fine? And if not, were those lessons necessary for you? Were those lessons catalysts for your growth, your expansion? Nothing in life can really stop you. Only yourself and your lack of trust in your own journey. So, like last week, we are being called to trust. We have to take a big leap of faith this week. And we're going to have to continue to do so, to trust ourselves, to trust life to be for us, not against us, to trust we don't need to be protected, to trust that we are safe. And that's going to be freaking scary for a lot of us. This is making us face our fears, our insecurities, our worries. This is helping us heal these energies of low self-worth, where we're not seeing ourselves fully, where we're not seeing how capable we are, how powerful we are, how confident we should be, right? And this is completely transforming us in the most beautiful ways if we let it. Once more, this is your choice. No one can tell you really what to do. You have free agency. It's up to you whether you listen to your soul. It's up to you whether you listen to your heart, if you decide to flow with the energies or go against them, or resist change, or shy away from the actions you really need to take. But don't do that this week. You don't want that regret. You don't need all that undue stress of fighting the wave. It's time to flow, my friends. It's time to surrender. This is the ultimate feminine energy that's happening here, with this amazing balance of its counterpart, the masculine energy who supports the feminine. See how we're really balancing these energies. It's like we're trusting that masculine's got our back. That side of ourselves has got our back. The universe has got our back. Life has got your back. You're free to flow. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to dictate it. You don't have to plan 10 steps ahead. You get to live in the present moment. Guess what? You get to enjoy it right here, right now. You get to be you without dictating your journey, without needing to manipulate yourself and make yourself into someone you're not. How amazing is that? This is what we're really learning right now. How to let go. How to live a peaceful existence, a flow state. Okay? Let go. Be free. This is pure freedom right here. This is a gift that we're receiving. So when something is meant for you, it will come at the exact right time. So they're giving this example of inconvenient timing or wrong timing or feeling a victim to wrong timing. Okay, so maybe we found ourselves in that situation where it's like, this opportunity came at the worst time. Or, dang, this came up and now it's derailed me. And, man, I can't do this because it's not the right time. I'm not ready, right? Okay, so that can be so frustrating when that happens. But what I'm hearing is the universe has a plan. Your soul has a plan. And you know that deep down, you know that you're going to get there. You're going to reach your goal. You're going to have what you desire. If you go in that heart, you know it's meant for you. So why stress about the timing? Why worry about it? No opportunity is ever lost to you. Could this just be a foregleam? Could this just be a little glimpse into that future reality to get the juices flowing, to get you excited, to get you to see, ooh, that could be me. That could be mine, right? They're just showing me how the universe will place certain things in your path to be like, hey, this is it. This is what could be your life. And it gets you really thinking about what you really want. So I'm hearing we might get glimpses the next while into our future timeline, into our future reality that we want to create. And this also gets us very intentional. They're showing me like narrowing the path. So maybe we've had like a very open idea where it's like, well, I'm not really sure what I want. And then we get this opportunity that shows us, it's like, hey, this is what you actually want. So now we're like, okay, I know what I want. So I'm narrowing all my energies to this desire, to what I want. And we're bringing the intention behind it. So we're actually manifesting that reality for ourselves. So I'm really hearing like, if opportunities have come up and you felt like you lost out, don't worry about it. Free yourself from that belief system, because I'm really hearing that was just to show you what's possible. That was just to show you what you really desire. And it could have even had the opposite effect. Maybe you had an opportunity that you had to sacrifice something for or would require that. And you're showing you what you don't want. Right? So recognize what the universe is doing for you, okay? So I'm really hearing it's easy to drop into a victim mentality or victim mindset when these things happen. But no. Don't give your power to those situations. Realize, wow, that was for me. That is helping me progress and really get intentional about what I want to manifest. So they are showing me vision boards this week. If you're someone you like to get crafty, you like to visualize, you like to really get that visual picture, do that. Make a vision board this week. Make a slideshow on your phone that you can look at every day. You know, a lot of us need to have that ability to see that that's a reality. That can happen for you. And get intentional, okay? So I'm hearing it's time to get into focus mode. And then, of course, release and flow, right? We don't want to hold on. We don't want to grab too tight. We don't want to force or push. This is not the right time. We are learning to flow with it. So see it, visualize it, get happy about it, embody that energy, and let it flow, okay? So let's move on from here. Okay, let's talk about the aging here, because we had this aspect of you cannot prevent the process, but you have more control than you know. So I love this because I've been doing so much work with my higher self, and this is something that's very, very true. Especially when I've done hypnosis sessions, even on other clients. It's amazing when you talk to the higher self, because the higher self is so powerful, and that is you, okay? The higher self exists in you. That soul exists in you. So we just forget how powerful we are. We have this illusion that we can't do what we really want to do. We have this illusion that we cannot heal our own bodies, that we need to seek out all this other assistance. We look outside of ourselves for the answers, right? So they're showing me this in terms of the physical body, the aging process, the worries and incessant thoughts with this. And I'm really hearing, go to your higher self. Actually drop in and feel your own power, your own ability. And I'm really hearing we're discounting that big time. So they're showing me like gaps in our belief systems where it's like, I believe it, but I don't really, you know? We gotta feel the belief. You know, when you have a belief system that you feel, and you know the difference, when it's like, oh yeah, I think I know that. I think I can get my head around that. No. You gotta feel it in your body, in your soul. You gotta connect with that belief. When someone truly believes something, whoa, what a difference. You can feel it. You can sense it. The passion is there, right? So are you passionate about your beliefs? Are you 100% behind them? So when I say you can heal from anything, do you really believe that? When I say your soul can perform miracles for you, do you really believe that? Did you know that you can see through the eyes of love? Do you really believe that? Do you believe that's possible for you? Or have you made yourself the exception? Right? So this is going with this theme of loneliness, isolation, believing that you are totally alone. You are not alone. You are not an exception. You have so much support. Your soul is so powerful. You can create any reality you want. That's how powerful you are. If you're sick, you can heal. Your body is so resilient. In fact, it listens to everything you tell it. Every thought, every word that you say, it's reacting to it, because what are our thoughts? What are our words? What are our bodies? What is everything? Energy. Don't you think your daily energy affects your life? It's time to put the backing behind your beliefs. It's time to get clear. What do I really believe about my ability? What do I really believe? Do you believe that you are intuitive? Okay, this is another one, just pop right in. Some of you are second guessing your ability to connect with yourself, to connect with the universe. Yes, I almost said yesterday. Last week, maybe it was yesterday for you. We had this huge theme of oneness. You are not separate from anything. You are connected to everything. It is only a belief that severs your connection. So we need to expose these beliefs, right? What is this belief system that is cutting me off, that is making me feel alone, that's making me feel I can't connect, that I'm not worthy? Okay? These beliefs are BS. They are hurting you. What are they doing for you? Okay? So this is so much more than thinking about it. We have to feel it and experience it. And that's why they're showing me like kind of these energies that are knotted around the heart. And with that, they are tightening the heart. They are suppressing the heart. The heart's not free. It's entangled in these knots of belief systems that don't allow it to freely express itself. So I'm really seeing here, we need to cut these threads that are suppressing our ability to love, suppressing our ability to be who we are and freely express ourselves in this world. So when it comes to the physical, where are we doing that? Change your perspective and believe. What you believe will be your reality. Become aware of your views of self. It's time to let yourself shine. So they're showing me this individual that's just encased in golden light. So it's like seeing yourself truly, right? Seeing who you are, seeing your own light. Like, could you imagine that? Could you imagine being able to look at yourself and see your magnificence in such a way? And they're giving me this example of like, how do you see your guides? Okay. So for me, when I see guides, it's like, wow, like they've just got this energy. They are just pure love. There is nothing inhibiting them. They are powerful. They are beautiful. They radiate light, right? So think about that. Be like, okay, I'm seeing this energy. I've got this picture of what my guides look like. Maybe you do visually see your guides. Feel into that. Feel into those energies and insights that you get. Now, did you know that you are your own guide? Did you know that about yourself? Did you know your higher self is your guide? Picture your soul. Picture your higher self. Now, there's a big misconception that our higher self is better, is greater. Do you believe in equality? Do you believe in oneness? So what makes you think that your higher self is better than you, is separate from you, that your guides are separate from you, that they are greater than you? Your guides are serving you. Have you gotten that? Have you realized that? God is serving you, helping you, guiding you. Have you put that together? There is no hierarchy here. You are not cut off. You are not lowly. You are not less than. You are not an ant to God. And even if you were, you're on the same wavelength. You're on the same plane of existence. You are equal. There is no hierarchy here. Where do we need to get that? Where do we need to claim this truth? You are powerful. How can you take that perspective you hold for your guides, for your higher self, and apply that to you? That is who you are. You are just like that. You are no different. You embody unconditional love. You are a powerful being in a human body. It's time to see yourself in the full expanse. So, this goes in to these self-worth issues and doubt. Okay? So let's read what channeled here. Cleanse the palate. Put a new taste in your mouth. Is this the first time you have tasted goodness? Is this the first time you have seen the sun? Your true heart? Peeling the layers to see beneath the surface. There is so much more to you than you know. Okay? This is amazing because they're really showing me how we're becoming like this child. We're reconnecting with our innocence, our inner essence. And when we look at a child and they taste something for the first time, they're like, wow, you know, we can see those little videos on TikTok and all that when they try ice cream for the first time, or they try a fruit for the first time, and they're just like, wow, this is like the best thing I've ever, you can see their expressions, their eyes. Like, this is how we're going to start experiencing life and experiencing ourselves. It's like, wow, this is great. Like, it can't get better than this. Like, this is how we're going to start experiencing life. The self-worth that we didn't have is coming in. This amazing ability to sense and to feel and to experience it is going to be unparalleled. So if you've never had self-worth before, and you've been doing the work, you've been taking the steps, this is going to be the experience. We're cleansing the palate. So with that, it's like, we're not going to be tasting the old. We're getting a totally new experience, a new flavor, okay? So this is going to feel like that. This first time we've tasted goodness. This first time we've seen the truth, the sun, our hearts, and it's going to be amazing. Wow! Like, whoa, this is so amazing. I didn't know life could be this good. So they show me this analogy of the onion, which we're all so familiar with, but peeling back the layers, and we're getting to the truth. We're getting to the source, and we're seeing we've been so much more than we ever saw before. So buckle up, my friends. I'm hearing it's time to enjoy the ride. Okay, let's move on, because we've got so much more to go through, and I'm already like 46 minutes into this reading, but there was so much here. So let's move into this next theme, which is all about over-giving, okay? So this is a channel, the rat race, the hamster wheel that takes you nowhere. Where have you been wrapped up in proving your worth, your goodness? Where have you been only damaging yourself, exhausting yourself for another, or because of your false beliefs? It's time to see yourself, your true goodness, without action. Claim your own abundance. Claim what is good about yourself. Stop giving it all away. You deserve to stop sometimes, to smell the rain, to feel it drip over your shoulders. Let it cleanse all your worries. Let your heavy heart rest a while. Let it learn how to sing. Listen to the call inside yourself. The grief, the mourning will clear once you learn to let it go. Once you learn to live without it. Find your peace. It's time to be free. Believe you are good enough, just as you are, without action. And then you will see. And they showed me the heart opening to receive all this beautiful, abundant energy. And then I heard echo out laughter and play. Today is a new day. Embrace it. How do you want to live this new life that you've started? I love this. Okay, so let's review this theme of overgiving. So we have this real strong tendency, especially as light workers, and especially if you are a caregiver of any capacity, It's so easy to fall into this trap of giving until you have nothing left. And we do see this mindset very glorified even in the work world, in the career, right? Where are we giving, going, exerting, and we're just burned out. We're exhausted, and we're realizing we're on a hamster wheel. We're not actually going anywhere. We're just spinning the wheel, and we're continuing to loop and loop and loop, and not actually reach this destination where we get to feel topped up, where we get to feel good, where we get to experience life on our terms and the way we want to. So if that's been you, we need to wake up, okay? We need to wake up. This isn't not working for you. This whole go, this no rest, no time for fun, no play, no laughter, no rest, that's not working. That's not loving, and it's not going to get you to the destination. And even if it does, you're going to be so exhausted, you'll never get to enjoy it. Your body is going to be burned out. Things are going to happen to make you slow down. Is that the reality you really want? So get off the hamster wheel. That takes you nowhere. Okay? Now, this is where we have to really slow down this week and really, once more, get in tune with the motivation of these actions. Are we trying to prove ourselves? Are we trying to show that we're good enough, that we are this person that gives and is good? Okay? Sometimes we can really fall prey to this. And especially if you grew up with these beliefs that if you give unselfishly and you keep nothing for yourself, that's what makes you a good person. That's not true. Did you ever think that you could just be good without doing anything? Without showing you're good? Without taking actions that make you feel good about yourself? That, oh, okay, now I'm worthy. Now I get to receive because I did something good for someone, or I sacrificed, so now I can feel good about myself. What happened to just feeling good about yourself? Do you really believe that's possible for yourself? Do you think you can actually just be enough for yourself without doing, without performing, without sacrificing, without shifting or changing? So they really want to talk about this. Have you been wrapped up in proving your worth, your goodness? Okay, they're giving me this example of, say you're getting in a fresh relationship and it's like, I got to really put my best foot forward. I got to really show how great I am so they'll stay with me. Right? Whatever happened to just being like, this is me. Take it or leave it. This is who I am and I'm great. So if you don't want me, then it's your loss. And I'm going to take it as we're not meant to be. See the difference from desperation and proving and needing and wanting to control an outcome to, hey, I'm empowered, baby. I got my shit in the bag. I am so great. You be missing out. I love myself. I don't need anything to complete me. And I don't need to prove anything. Right? What a shift in energy. So where are you in that? Where have you been only damaging yourself for another or because of your false beliefs? Okay, this is so interesting. So they're just showing me someone, we'll give this example as like a single mom or a wife and mother, and they're go, and they're doing 10 tasks at once. Maybe they also have a job. Maybe they're trying to clean the house, do the meals, look after the children, be a good wife, do all these things. They're trying to do it all. But where are they in the equation? Where are they going, oh, look, see, I'm a good mom because I did all this stuff. And yet they're still feeling not fulfilled. Maybe they're not feeling appreciated. Maybe they're not feeling seen, right? These are just some examples, okay? But it's like, where are you exhausting yourself and getting nowhere? Where do you have an unrealistic expectation? It's time to see yourself and your goodness without needing to take action. So if you were to sit right here, right now, in this moment, could you unconditionally love yourself and see your goodness? Because that's where we want to get. We want to get to this point in our journeys, in our healing, that we can just sit and do nothing and still feel worthy of all the goodness and receive it openly. How many times have we turned down a good thing because we don't think we're worthy enough yet? We're not good enough. We haven't earned it. So how willing are you to receive goodness for free? Okay? So claim your abundance. Claim what is good about yourself. Stop giving it all away. You deserve to stop sometimes. So I love this. This week we are going to be invited to stop, to slow down, to do nothing. That might be really hard, okay? I relate, okay? This can be a real challenge for especially our go-getters, our self-healers, our self-starters. We want to do stuff. We want to be like, well, I got to heal. I got to do this. I got to do that. But is that really coming from the soul or the ego mind that says you got to do it to receive it? So I love how this advice came right after, which was listen to the call inside yourself. So we might have to do some grounding exercises this week to get us back into the body, back into the soul, and out of the ego mind. Because the ego wants to protect us. The ego wants to keep refreshing the old stories. And we got to go to the subconscious. We got to go to the depths of ourselves to seek out the truth. And once more, we might be tempted to go outside and get external validation. But I'm hearing we need to learn. We need to train ourselves to go within. Commune with your own soul. I'm even hearing some of us need to take a step back from our own guides this week to go into our inner wisdom. Because once more, we might be actually outsourcing our choices and decisions. And we need to make choices and decisions from our own self, from our own soul and power, because that is what's actually best for you. So I'm hearing your guides might take a step back. It's not that they don't want to help. It's not that they aren't there. They will come through. They will help you. But for some of us, I'm hearing we have to learn how to trust ourselves now. So how can we do that if we're never touching base with our souls? If we're never slowing down enough to listen? If we're never taking time? Okay? So this week, if anything, do that. Take time. Go into yourself. Go into your body. So if you need to go and ground to, bring all that energy back into your body, to get yourself out of your head and into your heart, do that. Okay? So a lot of this grief, a lot of these wounds that we've experiencing, they're going to go. And I'm really seeing so much clearing happening, so much shifting happening, because we're really learning how to intake abundance. And we can't do that until we've made enough space. So I'm hearing we need to clear, and it's going to happen. But our homework now is learning to live a life without the wounding. So some of us have become so used to our pain. It's been that little shadow. It's always there. We have to get unused to it. So what I'm hearing is we might actually have to make a conscious effort to check ourselves every day and go, okay, am I going to make decisions today from my pain, from my past? Am I going to re-flare up old wounds and old chapters and old anger, or am I going to choose my new life now? And it is going to be a matter of choosing, because a lot of us have felt that pain. We've gone through that. So if you're someone, you're like, okay, I've gone through all the pain, but it's still kind of lingering. where do you need to cut off toxic energy? So if you've really felt it and cleared it, if it comes back in, it might be a test. And we might have to go, okay, I'm going to choose myself now. I'm not going to choose the patterns of my past that said I'm not good enough. I'm not going to choose the old belief patterns that I've clung to all my life where I'm going to stay small and safe. No, I'm going to take action this week that really reflects the inner work I've done, that really reflects what I deserve in my life. Okay? So we have to get unused to those patterns. And we have to start getting used to loving ourselves, used to making decisions that mirror who we are now, okay? So I love how they said, all will clear soon once you learn to let it go, once you learn to live without it. Now, this also makes me see that some of us are still clinging to the pain because we don't know who we are without it. This is where we have to take the leap. We have to let go so we can really start experiencing new. And some of us have been unwilling. They're showing me someone shaking their head like, no. I don't know what life looks like without this. And right, this is going to be so self-conscious too, guys. So you have to be really aware, okay? Where are you still like, hold on, I can't let this go because this has been my identity. Well, you want a new life, don't you? So we have to be willing, okay? So notice where you're resisting change, good, healthy change. They're bringing this forward in a relationship. The example being someone who's safe, someone who is willing to fully love you the way you deserve to be loved. And you might be like, no, I can't open up to this person. It's scary. I don't know if I can do it. I've never been vulnerable like this before. I'm going to hold on to my old ways. I'm going to self-sabotage it because I just don't feel like I can do it. You have to let go. This is what you've been praying for. You've been praying for unconditional love in your life. So you have to let go of the beliefs that make it conditional. So I'm just seeing a lot of triggering come in. So we have to be willing. Notice when those triggers come up. Oh, hi, old wounds. I see you. You're here to remind me of what I don't want to do now. You're here to show me I'm better than this. I deserve more. Okay? So be very clear and intentional this week. So right from there, we have find your peace. It's time to be free. You are good enough as you are without action. And then you will see the truth, right? So once again, practice solitude this week. Practice being with your heart, communing with your soul. Practice being enough right where you are. Practice not having to juggle 10 things at once. Being present and being open, right? Practice opening your heart. Visualize your heart opening, expanding. Say affirmations. I am willing to be open now. I am willing to all the goodness in this world. I am willing to receive the abundance that I rightly deserve. How beautiful. Laugh, play, be in those fun energies this week. It's super important. As we cleanse grief and clear it, play and laughter is the best medicine. So today is a new day. Embrace it. How do you want to live your new life that you've started? So keep remembering that. You have come from the birth canal. You are birthed into the new world you've created. How do you want to live it? How do you want to start this new life? Please keep that in the forefront of your mind. All right, so last theme this week, opening to the flow, the portal of love in your relationships. Okay, so this is going to be really focused on relationships here. So take what resonates, and please know that this can apply to any relationship you have, but I was really getting like couples this week. So notice where this love portal is opening for you. So what came through here was honest communication, removing all doubt. You are here together and made for each other. Realizing that God makes no mistakes. You are worthy of love. You do deserve a heart this big. You can find solace and rest here in the arms of your beloved. Take time to understand each other and each other's needs, hopes, and desires for the future. How can you become one unified whole? Notice that what you bring out in each other, for better or worse, and sink into radical, unconditional love and acceptance. How can you accept each other, flaws and all? How can you accept yourself, flaws and all? Don't regret mistakes. Notice, learn, and grow. But do not grow apart. Grow together. Face problems united. You are a team. You are one soul. Celebrate the small steps, the battles won, each inch closer to your goals. Breathe life into your souls and play together. See how wonderful life can be when filled with gratitude, appreciation, and love. So how grateful can you be? How can you celebrate your partner today? How can you embrace every win? Open the portal of love and dive right in. I love this. So we're going to have this big theme on our relationships, especially our couples this week, as you could tell. But regardless, we are being called to really make the most of any of our relationships and connections this week. We're seeing this big portal open in the heart. So of course, that's going to involve those in our lives. That's going to involve our ability to love and unconditionally love our partners and our friendships and people in our lives. So notice what's been going on in those relationships the past while. Take note, like, has there been anything coming up? Has there been issues? Has there been some mirroring going on? What is it that's been going on in your reality with your relationships? And where are we being called to come together? Where are we being called to clear the clutter that is inhibiting the flow of love to freely flow between you? So I love this because the first part really made me think of feeling deserving of love in your life. So when it had, God makes no mistakes. You are worthy of love. You do deserve a heart this big. You can find solace and rest in the arms of your beloved. It's bringing this awareness to where we might have been denying that could be possible for us, where we might be in this state of perpetual low self-worth and esteem, where it's like, am I really worthy of this? Could this be too good to be true? Some of us might have such an amazing partner that's been coming into our lives, or a friendship that has come into our lives that has been awakening us to real love, to what love could really be, and that we could actually be loved unconditionally, without any hang-ups, without any judgments. And that in itself frees us. And they're just showing me like chains dropping off of the heart, where it's like, wow, I didn't know that was even possible. But this individual is coming in and showing this to you. And so I'm hearing that this truth is starting to land. So for those of us that this resonates with, can you really start believing this? Can you really start seeing that your partner is meant to be your partner and is worthy and is loving you completely? They're just showing me a hand that's come up, and it's just one hand. It's not both, it's one. But it's like, oh, I just don't know. I'm still going to put a little bit of space between us because I don't want to be that vulnerable. I don't want to get hurt, right? So this is where we might be coming in and sabotaging love, where we might be cutting in and putting up a guard and be like, well, I'll half let you in. And this applies to not only new relationships, this applies to long-term relationships, this applies to any relationships you're in. Where are you still guarded against love? Where do you need to be free? Where do you need to let yourself be freely loved? Okay? And so I'm really seeing us really view our partnerships in a different way, in a new light, and recognizing that this could actually be God's gift. Have you ever thought of that your partner, your best friend, whoever has been coming into your life that gives you this love, that's a gift from God to you? That your souls made this contract together to learn from each other, to grow with each other. It is meant to be. Did you know that every person that comes into your life holds a purpose for you? So could this person's purpose be to show you the reflection of who you are? Could this person be placed in your life to teach you and show you unconditional love? We need to open our eyes to the true meaning behind our partnerships, to the true reasons they're here. Can you allow yourself to be safe with your partner? Can you come to that realization, I am safe with my partner. I am safe in this friendship. I can let my guards down. So for those of you who resonate with this, it's time to really let go. It's time to surrender to love. And take your time to understand each other. Because I'm really seeing some of us might have our little misunderstandings. We might have these things that, are like, oh, can this really work? Is this going to work? Take time to understand your partner. Take time to talk, to understand, to get to the root. And really discuss their needs, your needs. So this is where that honest communication is going to come in this week, where when we're honest and we let everything out and we really just discuss things, it draws you closer. When you ask them questions, what do you need? How can I make you feel more loved, more appreciated? How do you need me to show up for you? Could you imagine if your partner asked you those questions? How would that make you feel? It would make you feel valued. It would make you feel appreciated and seen, like, wow, they want to show up for me. So are we showing up for our partners that way? Or are we taking everything they do personally? So I'm seeing we need to remove these obstacles that are standing in the way and the flow of unconditional love. And to not face each other. So what I'm seeing is like this expression I heard, which I so love, and I've said it before, but it's like, it's not you and them against each other. It's you together facing the problem. So how can you guys come together as a unified whole? Right? So if you have a problem, how can you face the problem together? How can you both work at it? You're a team. That's your chosen partner in this life. How can you fight together for each other? And notice what your partner brings out in you and vice versa. So this is where we're once more learning unconditional love. So our partners can't be perfect, and nor can we. So we might get illumination this week to where we might have shortcomings. They might have shortcomings. We might have made mistakes. They might have made mistakes. But I love this because it's like, notice, learn, and grow. Nothing can hold you back unless you let it. So notice the issues, notice the mistakes, learn from them, and grow together. So I love how they said this. Don't regret mistakes. Notice, learn, grow, but do not grow apart. Grow together. Face problems united. You are a team. You are one soul. Celebrate the small steps, the battles won, each inch closer to your goals. Breathe life into your souls and play. So I love this so much because once more, it's like, stop taking everything so seriously. Sometimes we really do that. We're like, oh my God, there's this issue, there's that issue, this is happening, and it can get under our skin. But it's like, where can we now focus on the good stuff? Can we just take a break for a minute and focus on what actually is going right? Can we take a break for a minute and just celebrate how far we've come, right? So take that opportunity to fill your relationship with gratitude, with appreciation, with love. That's what this is about. Yes, we're going to have bumps in the road. Yes, there's going to be healing that will be required. Yes, we're going to be imperfect. They're going to be imperfect. But can we forgive ourselves? Can we move on? Can we allow ourselves to be a united front no matter what? So I'm really hearing we need to strengthen the bonds of friendship. We need to strengthen the bonds between us and our partners and allow ourselves to celebrate even the littlest steps in the right direction. And this is what makes life beautiful. And when we play, when we allow ourselves to let go and once more flow with life, we no longer live life in that reality of stress and struggle. We create a total new reality for ourselves and our partnerships. We're focusing on what's right. We're focusing on the beauty and how we can live that reality, right? So don't let any setbacks keep you set back. Move through them with grace and learn to appreciate your partner in your life. So once more, if you're kind of fed up with them right now, that might be hard to do. But this is where honest communication comes in. How can you clear the air? How can you release resentments? How can you let go of anything that is encumbering your love? Because if this is your person, and you know that deep down, this is your person, my best friend, I'm going to do life with. Do you want to hold on to resentment forever? Do you want to hold on to these nitpicking things, these hurts, these wounds from the past? They're holding you back. They're hindering your connection. Are they worth it for you to keep holding on to? If you know this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, how can you forgive? How can you clear the air? Clear the clutter from your heart that inhibits loving them, that inhibits their ability to love you. It's time to move on. It's time to let the past be the past. Start celebrating your partner. Start seeing what they do right. Start feeding that love cup. Appreciate them, celebrate them, embrace every win. Open the portal of love and dive right in. I just love that last sentence. Just so perfect. So my friends, that's all I have for this week's reading. Woo, that was a long one, but there was so much that wanted to come through, and I feel like every detail was so important, and I don't like to hold back with you guys, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. But yeah, I am so grateful for each of you for being here, for listening to these readings. Please know how much I appreciate this beautiful little community that I have. And I so am sending all my love to each and every single one of you. I hope you guys make the most of this week. Each of you can start building your self-love, building your connections, and opening up your hearts. So let me know how this reading resonated for you down below. I love hearing your comments. It warms my heart so much. So thanks so much again, friends, and have a beautiful and blessed week. Bye.